Hello, wherever you are in your day today. My name is MahaJyoti, and I thought we would start with a song today, mostly because there's doing breath exercises, but then when we sing songs, and we sing songs with an uplifting vibration, it naturally elongates that breath to where we want it to be, to relax our minds, relax our thoughts. And so this that we're going to sing today is very simple. If you do not know the tune, you can just move your lips and say the words. And so this is a phrase that my spiritual teacher used to use at the beginning of social gatherings quite a bit. Like if there was a baby being named or a tree being planted, he would begin those ceremonies with these ideas. And Om is, of course, that vibration that set up the beginning of the universe, the beginning of our world. The Om vibration just kind of circulated through the universe and set up the stage for all living beings. And then Shanti means peace, having that sense of peace, having that sense of contentment. And so we'll be singing that today. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, 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 Om. So we're sending that wish into the universe, to ourselves, to all who will listen or not listen. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. 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 One more time. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om. And matching your breath pattern to that song we just sang. Slightly shorter inhale breath and a deep exhale breath. Be okay, dear. Bringing the palms together, the heart. And singing that one more time inside the mind. So then we'll come into our bodies a little bit and lean forward into tabletop as we unfold the feet and come into a standing position. Bringing the hands to the heart in this Namaskar Mudra, which is found in many spiritual paths, that mudra of peace, of balance, of contentment, wishing that to ourselves, wishing that to all living beings, and just being present with that wish for a moment, breathing in, breathing out. So then we're going to send this Namaskar Mudra into the world, straight ahead, hands together. Exhale and opening the hands and sending it like a flock of doves into the world. The arms come back a little bit behind the back. And shining in that wish. And then bringing the wingtips together. And bringing it back into the heart. Inhaling that mudra into our being and then exhaling it into the world. Opening those wings and casting your net. Sending that Namaskar Mudra, blessing the world. Shining your light. So as we know, what we send out into the world comes back to us. So now as we bring the wingtips together, we're going to imagine that. Namaskar Mudra coming back. All living beings are sending it back to us. And it's coming back to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out, and marinating in that for a minute. And then we're going to send one more out away from the body. Exhale and opening the arms, sending that Namaskar. Sending that mudra of perfect balance to all. And then everybody, all the living beings are going to send that back to us. And we're going to gather it up and bring it into our hearts. Breathing into that. Breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to start with the moon, Chandra Padahasasana, bringing the arms up over the head and imagining that we're holding on to the moon here. Inhaling that golden light and then exhaling to the side. Looking down at the earth. Holding the breath and pausing for 4 counts. Relaxing the mind. Inhaling and coming back up to mountain pose, pressing those feet into the earth as we exhale and glide to the other side. Turning the neck so we look down at the earth, making that connection with all living beings on planet Earth. Pausing the breath. Inhaling, coming back up to center. Exhaling through the feet. As we take an inhale breath, we're going to swan dive down to the earth, planting our fingers in the earth. You can bend your knees a scooch here, bringing our fingers around the big toes, squeezing those big toes. So that's the meridian that goes to the brain. Inhaling those arms out to the sides, continuing to shine as we come up into snow-capped mountain, exhaling through the feet. Inhaling into a gentle back bend, so we're keeping that chin tucked in, looking at that clear blue sky that is beyond the ceiling. Breathing in, holding the breath, and then exhaling to the center. Inhaling in, and then we're going to whirl the arms around and down. The hands are going to fly behind us, fly in front of us, and we're going to come back into Namaskar Mudra. Breathing in, breathing out, and then once again, we're going to hold that moon up in the sky, that golden globe of light, shining our hearts and shining our moons as we glide to the side. Looking down at the earth. Inhaling, coming up into snowy mountain. Breathing in as we glide to the other side. Looking down at the earth. Inhaling, gliding to the center. And then we're going to let those wings fly to the sides, and we're going to dive down. Embracing those toes, we lean down. With our tailbones pointed towards the sky. Very nice for the head. Inhaling, sliding those wings out, coming up above the head. And then we're going to inhale into a gentle back bend, tucking the chin in. Just a gentle back bend. Breathing in and holding. 1, 2, 3, 4, coming back to center. And then we're going to whirl those wings around once again. So here they go. They go round once and twice, touching the earth, touching the sky, and bringing those into the heart. So we'll do this one more time, sweeping those arms up into a golden moon that shines in the sky, even though it's completely surrounded by darkness. And so we're going to do that today. So shining and smiling, exhaling and gliding to the side, pressing into those feet. Holding our moon, shining that light, just like the light shines in the lighthouse by the sea to guide those ships towards the light, away from the shore, gliding to the other side and shining your light, making that connection with the earth and all living beings. And then we'll inhale back up to center. And then here we go, we're diving down, opening the arms, bringing them down, looping those fingers around the big toes. Unless you have socks on, and then it's kind of tricky. Sinking into the earth. Inhaling, lifting those arms up. Coming up into your fortress. into your snowy mountain, exhaling through the feet, through our roots. And then we'll inhale upwards, tucking that chin into the throat, gentle back bend, shining that moon still, smiling and shining just like the moon. Coming back front and center. And once again, we're going to circle those arms around and down, flying behind the body, flying in front of the body, coming down to the heart, where we're going to breathe in, breathe out, closing the eyes, recalibrating the breath, integrating and feeling the pose in your mind body. Then we're going to take one giant step forward with the left foot. And then the left over foot. The right foot is going to come behind the body, maybe on a slight diagonal. And again, the legs are on 2 tracks. So building that sustainable foundation, maybe 3 feet, maybe more. Just whatever your body, remembering this is your yoga practice. So whatever your body feels is best for it. We're shining those hips like headlights forward. So sometimes this hip will go back. So we're trying to keep it, guiding it towards the front. We're going to place both hands on top of each other in front of the lead thigh. Inhaling and rising up into the sky. So feeling the crown rise up and exhaling, and then we're going to bend into this leg. Anjane. Inhaling and coming up with a straight leg. Pulling those shoulders back. Exhaling, coming down. Breathing in and out. And then we're going to come up one more time. Straightening that leg and exhaling and sinking into that knee. And we want to look at that knee and make sure that this tree is growing straight up. You know, it's not leaning forward. It's growing straight up from the ankle. Inhaling up. And this time, as we exhale and bend down, we're going to fly those arms up. It's almost like we're shining our moons again. Breathing in, breathing out. Then we're going to straighten that leg, sweep those arms down and back to the heart. Gliding them down, exhaling into this knee, and then sweeping those arms up. Breathing in, breathing out as we send those smiles into the world, and then straightening that leg, guiding those hands back to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. And then let's do that one more time. Guiding the knee down, sinking in that knee. Sweeping those arms up and over the head. And smiling. As I've mentioned before, smiling fools the brain. And it releases all those happy hormones. So we're going to drop these hands down in front because there's a moonbeam. There's a moonbeam right there. And we're going to pull it into the heart. And we're going to watch that moonbeam as it lights up the whole body. So it's just like a sparkler. Seeing this little shreds of golden light go up and down the body, into the mind, into the brain. up and down the arms and legs, and then we're going to push all of our troubles out. Pushing that troubled cloud out, and we're going to bring it down, down, down to the earth. Sinking those fingers into the earth. And it might just be the fingertips, making little teepees. And then we're going to inhale those arms up. Exhale into that front knee. And there's that moonbeam again. We're going to grab it, pull that radiant light into the heart. Imagining that all up and down the body, that light is lighting up those cells, pushing out all those clouds of darkness, all those clouds of trouble, and we're going to push them out of our being, and send them down to the earth. So while we're down here, we're going to bring that back foot up next to its partner. So bringing that foot up. Inhaling those arms up. Bringing those hands together. Sealing that asana with Namaskar Mudra. So while we are here, we're going to do what I call the smile twist, which is inhaling wisdom, exhaling caring and compassion, and smiling it out. So smiling it out, bringing it back. Inhaling wisdom, exhaling compassion, and smiling it out. Coming into the wisdom center, exhaling to the heart. And this time we're going to turn and send it out this way. Sending those smiles out. As the hands come back to wisdom center, inhaling wisdom, exhaling caring, and we're going to turn to the other side. We're sending these smile tsunamis everywhere. Inhaling wisdom, turning, exhaling the smiles. Turning to the center, inhaling wisdom, and we're going to turn to the other side, exhaling smiles. So we'll do this one more time on each side, feeling those joints all turning and moving at the same time. Inhaling to the center, exhaling to the other side, coming back and coming home to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. And so then we're going to do this warrior pose on the other side. So bringing the other leg forward, having it be the lead leg, turning in a little bit the leg in the back and keeping those hips straight ahead. And we're going to slide those hands down to as far as they will go, and then we're going to exhale into that front knee. So grounding those feet, pressing them into Mother Earth. Inhaling and coming back up. Exhaling and sliding back down. Inhaling and coming up. And this time as we slide down, we're going to raise those arms over the head. And bring them back to the leg. Straightening that leg. Exhaling down. Bringing those arms up. Shining, smiling, even though you might not have your heart into it. Bringing those hands together, straightening that leg. Inhaling, sweeping the arms out. Exhaling into that front knee. I'm smiling. Exhaling that knee straight, bringing those hands back to the heart. Sealing each movement with that Namaskar. And then we'll sweep out again, exhaling into that front knee, making sure it's not going past the ankle. And if it is, you need to kind of make your stance wider one way or another. Oh, here comes another moonbeam. We're going to grab that moonbeam before it goes by, bringing that light into the heart, into our mind body, imagining that we're just one big ball of moonbeams, radiant, pushing out those clouds of darkness, those clouds of worries, and we're going to hinge at the hips and bring that down to the earth. Sending all those worries down. Breathing in, breathing out. Pressing those feet into the earth because we're going to push ourselves up. Coming back into the heart. And then we're going to come up one more time with the moon and bending into that front leg. And who should be passing us but that moonbeam again? We're going to reach out and pull it in, becoming that shining one and pushing out all worries, all troubles, and we're going to leave them at the feet of the Supreme. Leave them at the feet of the universe. Breathing in, breathing out. And then setting your mind up because we're going to bring that back foot forwards. Once again, whenever you're ready, jump it up to the front foot. Have both those neighbors together, bringing the hands all the way up and exhaling them home. So then we'll take a step backwards and come down onto the mat. First with our feet together, because we're first going to come into our inner turtle. So having the soles of the feet together, rounding the back. You can have your hands over the toes or under the shins, under the calves. Hanging the head forward, giving the neck a rest. Coming into our inner turtle, that inner shelter. Coming into that inner subterranean river. And if we're listening carefully, it may whisper something to you. Breathing in and out. Breathing into the back, so we're actually doing a little bit of back breathing here. Directing the breath down the back, into the hips. Circling around to the crown of the head. Inhaling that breath, feeling it going down the back, exhaling it into the hips. And we'll do that back breath one more time. Inhaling into the head. Feeling in the shoulders, going down the back and to the hips. Exhaling. And then we'll bring ourselves up a little bit as we'll legs crossed applesauce, as we used to say in the preschool. Lifting the arms up and twisting to the side, bringing the arms down, planting them in the earth. Engaging in the sights on this side of the universe. Twisting around the belly. Bringing those shoulders up. Bringing the arms up, inhaling, coming to the center. Holding our moons once again, our radiant orbs of light. And then we're going to exhale to the other way and exhale the hands down on this side. Planting our fingertips in Mother Earth. Feeling that twist around the middle, then we'll lift those wings up, coming towards the center. And we're going to do this one more time on each side. So we're dropping our lights, and as they drop, they melt into the earth and extend to the horizon. Giving that gift of light to the earth, and always trying to stay to the sunny side, lifting the arms up. And then exhaling down the other side. Shining in this direction as well. Inhaling those hands up and bringing them down. Oh, actually, we're going to go down straight in front. So we're folding down, and we're going to slide the arms a little bit in front. Spreading the fingers like they're starfish. Dropping the head, and one more time, breathing into the back. Breathing into the head and exhaling into the hips. So bending your elbows a scooch, breathing into the head and exhaling into the hips. Inhaling those arms up. And then we're going to turn to the side as we're going to go down on our bellies. So we're bringing our legs out and our bodies down. Bringing our foreheads into the mat. So the legs are a little bit apart, like an inverted V, and the arms are a little bit apart, like a V again. So our limbs are not together, they're spread apart, again, like starfish on the bottom of the ocean. And on the next inhale, we're going to raise all of our arms and legs just a little bit. Raising the arms and legs, flying, and bring them down. Breathing into the earth. Breathing out. And once again, we'll inhale all those limbs up. Take another breath. And exhale down. So then we'll bring our legs together and our arms together over our heads. And then we're going to lift our arms and legs. So on the next inhale, lifting our arms in front, our legs out back, looking down at the planet. Super friends. Breathing in. Breathing out, and remembering the elevation does not need to be high, just bringing them up a little bit. Breathing in, breathing out, and coming down to the earth. Then we're going to gently glide the arms out to a T position on the floor. And on the next inhale breath, we're going to lift everything again. Lifting the legs, lifting the arms out to the sides, and a nice long neck, looking down at the earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and come down to the tarmac. Flying airplane, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Once again, we'll slide the arms so that the hands are right next to the hips, palms down. Breathing in, breathing out. So on the next inhale, we'll bring this jet plane up. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking as many breaths as you can as your jet plane is flying over planet Earth. And then exhaling and coming down. Breathing in, breathing out. Then we're going to bend our right knee. And we're going to bring that left hand next to our, well, the left arm next to the ear with the arm extended in the front. So we have the left hand pointing over the head. The right hand pointing down towards our right knee. And then on the next inhalation, we're going to inhale up and see if we can grab that knee. If you cannot, you can just hover that arm over the earth, palms down. Breathing in, breathing out. Looking down, nice long neck. And then we'll release the leg and we'll bring that other arm, the right arm, up next to the ear and take the left hand and scoot it back towards the left thigh. Bending the left knee. We're going to swim that hand around that knee and inhale and rise up once again. Head is looking down. Breathing and coming up, raising all the limbs off the ground or whatever your body will allow, and looking down at the oceans and the meadows, the mountains and the deserts. Looking at the landscape of Mother Earth, and then releasing that foot, bringing both hands to rest, stacking on top of each other underneath your forehead. And melting into the earth. Maybe the ankles of the feet might splay out from side to side. As we spend a minute or two just huddling on planet Earth. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we'll release the hands, and with one hand, we're going to push the body over. And as we come to the side, we'll wiggle back onto our mats. It's so graceful. And then we're going to straighten the legs. And as we straighten the legs, we're going to bring that right leg up and hug it into the chest. Hugging into the back. And then sending that leg back down. Bending the left knee and hugging it into the chest. Embracing it with the fingers intertwined. And sending that leg back to the earth. And then we'll bring both knees into the chest. Breathing that hug right through the back. Breathing that hug right into Mother Earth. Holding that breath for 4 seconds. And then exhaling both those feet down. So then we'll do this series one more time, bringing the right knee into the chest and squeezing it into the back. Squeezing it into. So one thing about yoga, it massages all those organs in the torso. And then we'll let that leg return back to the earth. Bring the other leg in. And once you breathe all that air out, you can hold the breath for just a few counts. Relaxing the mind, body. Sending that leg down. And then we'll bring both knees up. Massaging the intestinal system, the gastrointestinal system, massaging the lungs, massaging everything in there. Exhaling all the air and pausing the breath. And then sending them all down. So then we're going to come up on our forearms. And as we come up on our forearms, we're going to bend both knees. And we're going to bring our left ankle over and we're going to place it right on that other knee. So the sole of the foot is facing out, the ankle is resting on the knee. We're going to go back down. So this is, we've made a little eye in our needle there. So with both knees bent, we're going to bring one arm through that eye, the needle, the other arm on the outside of the leg, and then we're going to pop that grounded leg, pop it up in the air, and interlace the hands around that base leg, the base leg, and being present with that stretch. Being present with that stretch. So it really stretches the hip on the opposite side. Stretches that sciatic nerve. So we have the largest nerve bundle in the body, of course, in our hips. So being mindful of that. And then with that foot that is hanging loosely in front of the body, we're going to make little circles with our ankles in one direction, circles with our ankles in the other direction. And then we're going to make a circle with our whole bottom half of the leg while we're stretching this hip and changing directions, orbiting in the other way, and then coming to rest. Hugging that foot and knee in. And then releasing both knees down. We're going to unfold that leg that is crossed over, and then we're going to cross the other ankle over the other leg. And then remember, we've got that eye, the needle, that is set up here. We're going to put one arm through that, pop that knee up, and embrace the knee with both fingers. Once again, stretching the hip. And while we're here, we can again make little ankle circles in one direction, little ankle circles in the other direction. And then we can actually move that whole shin and calf and leg and circle that bottom half of that leg on one side And circle that on the other side. Interlace the fingers around the knees or behind the knee if that's more comfortable. Everybody's knees are different. And you have one elbow into that hip that I'm not screaming out of politeness today. So pressing that elbow into that hip a little bit. Pulling that leg in one more time and then releasing the legs. Maybe walking the feet a little, bouncing up on the toes, coming down, bringing the toes up, flexing the heels up, flexing the toes up, bringing the legs out, and bouncing those knees. Breathing in, breathing out. Here we are puddling on Mother Earth once again. Breathing in, breathing out. So then we'll bend the knees and roll them to one side, placing our hands into the earth and coming up into a seated position. So in this position, we're going to bring the left leg out and the right foot into the thigh. And so with this straight leg, we're going to pop that knee just a little bit. So I'm up on my heel on this leg that's in front. I'm going to turn my torso towards that leg. Inhale the arms up, shining that moon again. And as we rise up and lengthen, we're going to exhale down on this leg, down on the earth. And I'm grabbing the bottom of my foot so the toes are pointed up and pressing into that foot. Very nice stretch for the lower back. Inhaling, flying back up with the wings. And exhaling, make sure you're turning towards that lead leg, coming down again. So the neck is nice and long. We do not have to bring the head down to the knee. Inhaling and coming up. And then we're going to switch legs. So then I'm going to turn the torso towards this other straight leg and lengthen and come down. Holding down. Bringing my abdominals down to the leg. Nice long neck. Inhaling and flying back up. Turning the torso towards this leg once again as we fly down. Kind of holding on to the sole of the foot and the top of the foot. And I press into the foot a little bit, and you can feel that stretch in the lower back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing out. Inhaling those wings up, and we'll come up and we'll actually fold the legs in as we come into tabletop. So as we come into tabletop, we're going to bring that left knee up in between the hands, and I like to slide my leg to the side a little bit. And then we're going to come down to the, on the thigh a little bit. Coming into Pigeon Pose. Coming up and breathing, broadening the chest, broadening our sails. Inhaling, deep inhale. And then we're going to walk the hands out, walking the hands forward. As we come down on that knee. Breathing into that tightness that might be in the hip on that side. Sending that exhale breath like little breezes of massaging fingers. And imagining that spaciousness in the hip. Sending that exhale breath down there. Allowing that breath to swim around in the tightness. Imagining it whipping around like a little tiny cyclone. Inhaling one more breath. Exhaling one more cyclone down there. And then we're going to walk the hands back towards the knee. One on each side of the knee. And come back up into tabletop. And I'm going to turn to the side a little bit. As I bring that other knee up in between those two hands and slide back on that back leg. And now I'm coming over, I'm bringing my leg out to the side a little bit as I lay down on my thigh. Propping ourselves up with our starfish hands, taking a deep breath up and then exhaling and bringing the belly down to the leg. And once again, breathing little cyclones down through those hip muscles. Exhaling into those hips, well, especially the hip on one side. Being present with whatever rises up to greet you. And sometimes one hip is different. Breathing in, breathing out. Just being present with the body. So when you send your cyclones of breath through this side of the hip, wishing it comfort and joy. And then walking those hands back towards either side of the knee, coming up into pigeon, widening the chest, billowing your sails out. And then we're going to bring that back leg up. And we're going to get ready for yoga, a quick yoga massage. Charging the fingers, charging the palms with sweetness. With caring and raking through the brain, raking through the hair. Sending those vibes of sweetness down, down into the brain, across the forehead, the eyebrows, and under the eyes, and out from the cheeks to the sideburns and down, across the mustache. Relaxing the whole face, and especially if you bite down on your jaw real hard a lot, bringing those thumbs underneath the jaw and just having that jaw relax, sending the breath into the jaw, crossing crossing the hands across the neck. The poor neck has to hold our ego heads up, front of the neck, the back of the neck, and then we're going to tackle one shoulder, circular, and then coming down the shoulder, up the shoulder into the armpit, and then circling the other shoulder. Down the arm, flying down that arm, just a little gentle touch. So the skin is the largest organ into the armpit of the body. And we have lots of nerve fibers that run through the skin. So we're relaxing them. Bringing the one arm up, one arm behind, and just gently remembering the back. Hi, darling. How you doing today? Bringing the arms into a T and doing the other side of the back. Just remembering the back and all it does for us. Taking a moment to scoot down the back and knock on the door of our hips and lower back. Pulling out from the center of the navel and moving the skin out on each side, coming down into the crease in the hip and digging in there for just a second and then sliding out the leg. Taking good care of you today, dear. And bringing that foot up and sliding out the top and the bottom of the foot, making sure there's no dust bunnies there. And rubbing that foot, coming into the other leg, into the crease in the hip. Massaging all those lymph nodes in there that protect the lower half of the body and down that leg. So it's like we're swooping. And the leg is going, oh yeah. And bringing the foot up and doing the same. Rubbing the top and the bottom. Making sure there's no dust bunnies in between these toes. Nope, that foot's fine. And rubbing that foot, coming down into deep relaxation. So finding a comfortable position on the floor. Could be on your back. Maybe today it's on your side. Huddling again once more into Mother Earth. Exhaling into the earth. So breathing in, and on your exhale breath, go with a little sigh. And do that twice, breathing in and breathing out. And really exhaling and melting into the earth. Relaxing all the joints. Relaxing all those points where you connect with the earth. Ba love is everywhere. Love is everywhere. Ba-ba-nam, kevalam. Ba-ba-nam, kevalam. Ba-ba-nam, ba-ba-nam. Ba-ba-nam, kevalam. 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 May you have a peaceful heart. May you have a peaceful mind. Thank you for coming to yoga today.